Hi, my name is Wesley HOVATTER. I'm an economics major. I'm the president and co-captain of the team. I've been with the team since my freshman year, and I'm graduating senior. When I was really little, I used to play basketball, but by the time I got to high school, I wasn't really feeling it, and I was kind of looking for another sport to pick up. And my coach in high school, he kind of just approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to try out for this thing? You know, we have a new team starting. You look good enough, you know." And so I tried out for lacrosse. I hated it at first, but I didn't quit. I didn't stop, and I kept showing up day after day, and I learned to love it, and I've stuck around ever since. This is my 9th year playing, and I love it. Yeah, you pick it up a lot faster than you think you do. We've had guys, they come out their freshman year of college, and this is the first time they've ever even played like a team sport, and they're graduating senior semester, they're our best player. It really is just about people get intimidated about the stick skills. You have to cradle and throw and catch the tiny little ball, but you really do pick it up a lot faster than you think you will. It's just about getting used to that hand-eye coordination, that kind of muscle memory. But once you have that locked in, you're pretty much set for the entire rest of the game.
My name is Matthew HOAK. I'm a business management major. I'm also a senior, graduating senior here at San Jose State. I am a current co-captain and technically also the treasurer for the team. In my childhood, I grew up playing pretty much every other sport. In high school, one of my buddies showed me lacrosse, and I tried it out. I fell in love with it, and I've been playing ever since.
My name is CHRISTOPULOS. I've been at SJSU for 4 years. I am an industrial design major. I play midfield on the lacrosse team here, which is kind of like offense and defense. I also do face-off, which is the beginning of each quarter, and after each goal, we have a face-off in the center, and that's my job. I initially wanted to play ice hockey, and my mom told me no because it was too physical, and she let me sign up for lacrosse without knowing how physical it was, and then went to the first game and realized she made a mistake, and here we are 8 or 9 years later, and yeah, I love it. I have dislocated my shoulder. I have sprained my ankle a bunch of times. I have now sprained the AC joint. I separated my shoulder about a week ago, and so the game tomorrow is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm looking to take some ibuprofen and play the best I can.
My name is Derek Lemos. I'm the head coach of the team. Started the program 2003, coached until 2013, retired for 4 years, then came back 4 or 5 years ago. The history of San Jose State, I believe it was in the mid-90s, early 90s. The team existed for about 3 or 4 years. A handful of those alumni still come out to our alumni game and will come out to watch a couple of our games during the season. After that initial squad disappeared, the team went away for 17 years or so until 2003 when a gentleman named Patrick Birchfield started the program. He put flyers around. I saw the flyers, asked if they needed help, and we ended up getting about 17 different players that had varying degrees of experience for that first season. We played strictly as a club team. We used to go to William Street Park and practice there, bringing our own goal, bringing it home. Then from there, the club got officially recognized by the school. We turned into a full-fledged virtual varsity team through the MCLA in 2005, I believe it was, the 2005-06 school year.
So in the way early 2000s, we were a fairly competitive team, and by the early 2010s, we started to have a little slump. I'm not particularly sure about the reason. We swapped our coaches out. I think it was 2016. We got a new coach. He was abysmal. He bankrupted our team, our program. So we kicked him out. We started from the ground up, and we've been fighting ever since. We're now out of debt. We're in a better spot, at least financially, than ever, and we're also in a better spot, on a competitive level than ever. We have a great group of guys out right now. We have a really good standing together.
I think there's something to be said about like the amount of dedication in club sports. Everybody out here is out here because they want to be here and they love whatever sport it is. I'm not saying that the other athletes aren't loving their sport, but a lot of the other sports have like tuition forgiveness or like scholarships and stuff like that. and they pay for it. They go to practice every day for hours a day, and their life is consumed by the sport, and they have a lot of work to do, and I commend it. I just knew that it wasn't something that I was going to be able to do, and so I chose club sport because I knew that everybody out here is just here for the love of the game, and I love the game, and I also have a really hard major, so I knew that I was going to need some time flexibility. I think the people that I've met on this team definitely have a commitment more to lacrosse than I've met on like other teams who are there because their parents like them to play or because they have some kind of springboard opportunity to jump to the next place. But we're all here because we love playing and we just want to have fun with our friends.
Lacrosse in the country, for the most part, is a sport that people play for the love of the game. The NCAA has Division I, Division II, Division III teams, and most of the big schools that you hear back east, North Carolina, Syracuse, Maryland, Johns Hopkins, Princeton, those type of schools are NCAA Division I. But most of the schools that you can think of, Michigan State, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Florida, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Cal, UCLA, Washington State, every big school is on our level. It's called the MCLA, it's Men's Collegiate Lacrosse Association, and we are considered a virtual varsity. Due to Title IX, schools can't offer more scholarships for men than women, so most of these schools have decided to drop that program. But they are still very serious programs. A lot of the schools have budgets of $300,000 per season. So a lot of schools travel across the country, and these games are live streamed, and our championship game is on CBS Sports Network, and it is what we call a virtual varsity because it's not NCAA, but it is the best that each school has.
I think that has to do a lot about just the size of the budget between the two. At the athletics program, they get millions of dollars a year, both from alumni donations, but also just from grants. We have a significantly smaller size budget, so we advertise less, and we have to charge dues and that kind of stuff. Just club sports in general, you have to charge dues, and so it's a lot more grassroots and from the ground up that way. I don't think that means our sport's any less like valid or any less competitive, because we're doing the same thing they are. We're going out playing other schools, fighting our asses off, representing San Jose State. I think it literally is just a matter of their billboards are bigger than ours, and that doesn't matter as long as we can get out there.
Personally, I try to come out here every day and make it as competitive as I can. I'm lucky enough to have people that come out and support me at the games, so it feels competitive to me. And I mean, when we're out there playing a game for 60 minutes, it's definitely competitive.
I really like how dynamic it is and how different each team can be. In high school, I knew a lot of teams that were really physical, and I knew a lot of teams that were really fast and not as physical. The different kinds of plays that each team can run is very different depending on who you play and their different player strengths. So I think there's just so much that's different team to team and player to player, that you can have a really strong defensive player or a really strong offensive player that is still completely different than your other really strong offensive player, and everybody can have their very niche skills and be set out from every other player on the field.
I really like, the sport's a lot of fun. It's an unusual sport, so when you're walking around with a stick, a lot of people are always asking you questions, and you always get a lot of friendly faces, people that play the sport in high school, people that want to play in college, that kind of stuff. And in that way, it's almost about the culture around the sport. Like, the sport's really fun to play. I wouldn't be out here if I didn't have a blast, practicing every day, at games and every day. But the friends that I made out here on the team, the people that I meet out here in the community, it's just, it's amazing. It's just guys being bros, dudes being guys. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I think the biggest thing with lacrosse at San Jose State is the family. We have an alumni game every year, and this last year I think we had 37 alumni that showed up. I've got, I think, 9 alumni from the past that are going to be in LA this weekend to come watch us play. Went to Mexico for a wedding of one of the founding members, who also happened to be a coach here for a number of years. We had, I think, 7 or 8 former lacrosse players that were there at a wedding in Mexico. And these guys are friends for life, and that's what each generation, each class builds, that friendship that hopefully continues on for life.
Well, it's the fastest game on 2 feet. Oh, there it goes.
My name is Wesley. I'm the president of Lacrosse, and you're watching The Spear.